Okay, I just realized that. Oh shoot. Okay, I just realized that I recorded the whole entire recap without my microphone on, so I'm gonna do this again. I'm going to be a little bit more clear and concise. So you can tell I. Well, why did I take so many trades today? I'll get to that in a minute, and then I'm gonna get to my takeaways towards the end and make it lead up to everything that I did. But essentially, all right. I'm bullish the whole day, right? We tap into this, or yeah, wait. Yeah, okay. I was bullish. My power of three. I don't think we had. Yeah, power of three. I know my boxes are a little weird, but I saw this as a manipulation, and I wanted us to push up higher. So I saw this push up higher here, and I was bullish for the day. I was like, hey, I'm gonna catch some continuation longs. 9:30 gap opens right here, right here. I'm like, hey, wait, these low-key look like really good shorts. And then at the tops here, we had SMT with another asset. I'm not sure exactly, but we had SMT, and I saw these shorts. I was like, wait, these could be really good shorts. And my stop loss would have been one tick here, below this breakaway. That formed. That's a big thing. That's a big thing today. You have to take the trade after the breakaway forms. Or the stop loss can't go back there until the breakaway forms. That's a big thing. Essentially, that's what I did. And this is what the trade would have looked like, but I didn't take it. Partly because it was outside the macro. That was that. And partly because I simply just was scared. I felt like I was doing something wrong fighting against the trend like this. Okay, and that leads me to this trade and why I missed out. So when we get to this position here, I'm pretty sure we had SMT session SMT right here at these lows with when we were here, and that's what made me quite bullish. I was looking for a retrace. I really wanted us to inverse this SIBI right here at the macro open, and it didn't happen. After that didn't happen, I realized how badly I was fighting against the trend, and I simply was too scared to take the position. Right? Even though it completely played out and it would have been a great position, and someone else took this and I didn't. What I wanted, eventually, I got back on after this, and I saw this liquidity sweep. I wanted to get in right here, and I wanted a BPR to form. I was like, all right, this BPR forms, I'll get in once we retrace into it. We never did it. I did the same mistake again. I have to not be waiting for BPR setups. I have to be getting off inversions. BPRs, they're nice, but they're so technical that it doesn't even allow me to get into trades. I have to be more aggressive. This was literally an impulsive move. I was gonna buy because I knew we were just gonna rise up higher, but I denied myself making the impulsive move. I closed my position immediately, even once my limit got filled, even though it wasn't supposed to get filled. I'm not gonna count this, but this, while I have to be aggressive, I can't be impulsive. There's a difference. Right here, these are the longs for the day. So these were like one of my. This was a good trade. The actual two good trades I took were these two longs. Well, let me get to this long. So this long, we had a SIBI that we inversed, and we had SMT right here with YM. And I know this looks like clutterfuck, but right here we're bullish, and it was 2-1, which made me very, very, very confident in this setup. And then I was just looking for some low-hanging fruit right here, so I just took the long, and I immediately moved to break even as soon as I can, which a lot of people said I moved to break even too early, and I did. But once we closed 1-1, then I did appropriately move to break even. So part of me got lucky that I didn't get stopped out. But then I ended up getting stopped to break even for like a $2 win anyway, so it's fine. But this was a really good trade. I'm happy that I have trades like this where I'm confident, even though they're not winners. Let me actually, I'm gonna have to document this trade now. Okay, So this trade right here was impulsive, simply put it, and it's actually kind of sad that I'm still even doing stuff like that. But there are certain points where I lose like all hope, and it's just like, you know what, let's just get this over with, right? Um, but it's my job to, size low when I feel like that, first of all, and then second of all, not fall into depressions like that. So I have to stick to my rules and stay confident in myself and believe in myself. There was, I guess, SMT here. It wasn't very significant, but we saw this very, very, very bearish candle close, and I was like, is it news? Is it not? It wasn't news. It was just some random bearish candle. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take it. Whatever. It's the model. What can really happen? And what happened was I put my stop loss here to the breakaway gap because I thought the breakaway gap formed, but it didn't form. This next candle completely invalidated it, which gives me another thing to take away from this loss is that, you know, don't respect PD arrays that aren't formed yet, first of all. Okay, you need to respect PD arrays that are formed. That's a big thing. And I got stopped out, but I would have got stopped out either way, even if I didn't put my stop loss there. And then this was the good trade that I took that put me green for the day. And I think green for the week. Am I green for the week? Possibly. I think I'm green for the week by just a little. Okay. This was the long I took right here, and there was a little re-entry that happened. So essentially I put my stop loss one tick below the breakaway like I'm supposed to, right? And you can see to the tick it happened where it filled some of my orders. I went from 7 micros to 2 micros, and that really pressed me because then I wouldn't have made any money. I would have been losing. So what I did was I filled in some extra contracts after we respected the BPR, which is where Finn entered, another person that I was trading with, and it blasted right through my TP, which was amazing. It's what I needed to regain a lot of confidence, and it proved that my model worked. So okay, I'm done with this recording. I had to restart it a couple of times, but yeah, that's about what happened today. And my key takeaways are that I have to stay aggressive like this. I know it's re-entries, but I was confident in my trade. I maintained my conviction, and I let it play out, right? And if I got stopped out, I still had a stop loss. That's not like all hope, all risk was, or I took off all my risk protection, right? It's just that I was confident with my position and I acted on it. That's what I have to do. But I cannot be impulsive like here and here, right? It was a half day. Half were good trades, half were bad trades. I can't be doing things like this. This wasn't even in the macro, right? So that's what I gotta stay true to, and those are my takeaways from the day. That's my recap.